Morgan is in Minnesota to start off this hour. Hi, Morgan. How are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. Thank you very much, Dave. Chris, it's a total honor to be speaking with you right now.
You too, sir. How can we help?
So I have a question. I'm 29 years old. My wife is 25. We have 2 kids. We are both full-time college students. She's studying nursing. I'm studying geology. And we have very unstable incomes. And we just found you guys a couple months ago, so we're trying to cash flow all of our school. My school's paid for from the GI Bill.
Good.
But we're having trouble creating a budget when this month we might bring in $3,500. Next month we might bring in $1,500.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. All right. And you got the stipend as well, right?
Correct.
And that's $1,200, isn't it?
It's about $1,200, but it changes depending on the semester and whether classes are offered online or now mandated online.
Yeah. So you guys aren't working much?
I'm staying home with my the 2 kids for childcare, and my wife is working as a CNA.
Okay. And so you're not working at all?
I do some online work for the VA. It's about $1,000 a month.
Okay. Well, you got $1,200 coming from the government, and $1,000 is $2,200. So, I mean, your minimum is probably higher than you outlined originally when you started talking about this. Am I wrong?
The only portion that you're wrong is in between classes. So when summer semester ends and fall begins, there's an entire month that I don't get that housing stipend.
Okay, but you should be working more.
Picking it up for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you'd be working more. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, here's the thing. You lay out your budget on the minimum that you can exist on, and you've got to figure out a way to bring that in every month, okay? The minimum existence. That's food, shelter, clothing, transportation, utilities, baby formula, right? The minimum you can exist on. And then above that, when you make money, you've got a prioritized spending list of things we'd like to do, things we need to do, but are not absolutely necessary for survival. And that list of what is once you make your basic budget, your 4 walls, then what's the next thing? And then once you do that, what's the next thing? And you make a list of as the money does that. And you can just keep that on a yellow pad if you want, and then you can roll it into your every dollar budget. Chris, what do you?
Yeah, you really can. And Morgan, here's the reality. Because of the inconsistency, it's going to require more structure than you've ever had before. And so in that mindset, whenever there is the opportunity to be able to earn extra or to work, that's the thing you're doing. But what Dave just showed you is you're setting your baseline of knowing exactly what has to be taken care of. So any that comes over and above, we're setting that off to the side because we know we're going to need it eventually, especially come that month where you have the gap.
Yeah. Sometimes when someone's having trouble budgeting because of an inconsistent income, what they really mean is they're not making enough money to eat on. And so you may need to adjust your ability to earn between the two of you for a period, just to get through these 2 degrees. Because obviously you've got to have enough to eat on. But if you had an irregular income that totaled $300,000 a year, you would have never called me. So it's not the irregular part that's killing you; it's the lack of.
Right.
And you get down below the line of necessity on a couple of these months, and you're in a hole. And if you haven't planned for that hole and don't have some money set back for that hole, then you've got a real mess. And that's the pinch that you're feeling. Mm-hmm. So lay it out and go. Okay, here's our rent. Here's car gas, here's lights and water,
right.
Here's food.
Right.
Okay. Food, shelter, clothing, transportation, utilities. In the worst possible month, we can barely exist on X.
Right.
And in the numbers you gave me, that needs to be under $1,500 with the numbers you gave me a minute ago. Because you can pretty well scratch together $1,500 on almost any month. She's a CNA. You've got some online stuff.
Right.
And, don't get the stipend one month. You should be able to scrape together enough to get by that horrible month. But then on the bigger months where you've got more than enough, then you work your prioritized spending list. And you can do it all with the every dollar budget. It'll all work out right there in it. It's designed to help you do that. And you just update it, and update it is all you do.